Bonjour. Voulez-vous listen to this awesome new Zynaptiq plugin? We're here at NAMM and we're previewing Orange Vocoder 4. You may remember the original Orange Vocoder from Prosonic, which was first released in 1998, 20 years ago. It was one of the very first plugins and one of the very first software vocoders. Prosonic discontinued Windows and VST and Pro Tools support over 10 years ago, but since we acquired Prosonic, we've been bringing back some of their pieces. And now we're bringing back the Orange Vocoder, and it's been completely Zynaptified. So, what we're seeing here is the main view. It still is a vocoder at the heart, with many algorithms, 22 to be precise, much more than any other offering has. It still features a synthesizer, but it's a completely rewritten one that is modern, so it has from 0 FM, unison, different ring modulators, lots of modulation, and most of all, both of these components sound really, really good. And when I say that, everybody's going to say that about his product. Check it out in the studio, you will agree. It really, literally jumps out of the speakers, grabs you by the collar and goes, dude, I am the lead instrument. It also features a new pitch locking effect. What is that? Well, it's kind of like what you hear on a lot of records where the vocal is forced onto a particular pitch. Let me start with that. So here's a vocal. And as you'd expect, you can now use MIDI to force a new melody onto that. Including glide and gating through just play. So for the latest flavor of the week, trap styles with all the vocal editing, a lot of that gets really easy now with this. But that's just a bonus. Let's go and see the heart of the thing, the vocoder, which the Orange Vocoder is really kind of famous for, because most vocoders, they settle on one analog model, like the EMS or the Sennheiser. Orange Vocoder always had a bunch, very different ones as well. And now, as I said, we have 22 of them now, instead of just 7. Here's a different vocal.
Inject me in your bloodstream, feel me flowing through your veins, cruising through your system like a missile to your brain.
And I'm going to be vocoding that with a very basic sawtooth wave. Right? Now here we go.
Inject me in your bloodstream, feel me flowing through your veins, cruising through your system like a missile to your brain.
It also has a format shifter now. And now I'm going to be stepping through the various vocoder algorithms using our new menu, hovering menu. What is that? Remember, when you need to switch it up, you go into menu, it gives you 1 million words in the list, and you scroll, and then you click on one. Oh no, that wasn't it. Let's do it again. Scroll, 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 click. No, not that one either. And it takes forever. With this, you just click on the icon, and while you hover the mouse over, it previews that setting. And whenever you like what you're hearing, you just click. Just like that, boom. So I could go and... Now the algorithms include stuff like speech modeling, and I mean advanced stuff like they use for Siri or Alexa. High number of coefficient LPC filtering, very precise, very crisp, multi-resolution wavelets, analog modeling, independent component analysis, wavelet thresholding, FFT-based stuff, a lot to play with there. The synthesizer has all the bells and whistles you want through 0 linear FM, and that is
cruising through your system like a missile to
You can go really electric really quickly. And of course it has a unison mode that sounds really beefy. Let me bring up the synth. Including key synchronization. And even if you use that, right, that will typically mush up. But this will still be focused and tight sounding, even after vocoding it on top.
Your brain, inject me in your bloodstream, feel me flow through your veins.
A very tight sound. Now we have a whole bunch of workflow improvements, because the original vocoder was about the size of, well, it was small, and it had about 100 million knobs on all that space, and it was orange all over. That made it really tricky to edit on any screen that's bigger than a mobile phone. Now we went and added a lot more parameters. Now to keep those manageable, we have this multi-level UI. So you start out in the overview. Chances are you'll never have to leave this. It gives you the main parameters of all the included modules, and it shows you the routing like no-nonsense style. So you know what's going where, what's going on. It has a root, red mute button and stuff like that. If I want to fine-tune it, I can go into the synthesizer just by clicking on it. And if I want to fine-tune the oscillators, I click on them and I go there. Unison, filter, modulation, and all of these always feature our hover mouse over menus. For example, if I'm in the vocoder view, I'll see, okay, it's getting the voice freezer input and the synthesizer as inputs. I just click on it to go there. Or it goes to the mixer, I click there and I'm there. Very fast. And the level of detail adjusts to what you're currently doing, so you don't get all the clutter in your face all the time. In addition, we have sub-presets. So for every section, the synthesizer, the vocoder, the effects, and the vocal freezer and pitch quantizer, we have sub-presets. So you can load a synth preset separately of a vocoder preset. You can save your own, of course, as Lego blocks. Now we've taken that another step further and added the dice button over here. What does it do? It randomly loads sub-presets into the slots. So it's like a randomizer, it's inspiring, but it never gives you crap, because it's just loading presets made by a human being. So wow, I like that one. So yeah, very, very quick. It also has a quick setup button over here. So if I know I want a vocoder, man, I just click on vocoder and it sets up the routing and mix levels for you. Or I want a synthesizer. Ta-da! Or I want the pitch quantizer. Hold on.
Inject me in your blood.
Very fast to use. And the randomization feature, I forgot to mention that, has a little setting. You can choose whether it uses factory settings or your own settings or both. So the more presets you make yourself, the more it becomes yours, because those will be recombined to make new sounds. And then we have another button here. It's not connected yet. We're previewing. It's not shipping. It works in the lab. I've tested it. It's a neural synthesizer setting generator. What does that mean? Well, we trained a neural network with an advanced topology on hundreds or thousands of synthesizer presets and had it figure out the implicit rules what makes a good synthesizer preset. And now it can make new ones, including all the macro mapping and the controllers and stuff. So once it's connected, you click on this and it gives you a new synth sound. And again, you can choose whether it makes musical sounds, noisy sounds, or both. And there may at some point even be a way how to train it on your own presets, not in version 4, maybe later. It may involve going into the cloud and giving us all your presets, and then we're evil like Google, and then we take your credit card data. No, not going to happen with Zynaptiq. We're very cool about privacy. So yeah, that's it in a nutshell. There's a lot more I could show you, but I encourage you to check out the free trial once it's available. It's going to be shipping early Q2 this year. And the big feature I forgot, it now once again is VST2, VST3, RTAS, AX native audio units on Mac and PC. Everybody can now again use the Orange Vocoder, and since we're Zynaptiq, we're users of software, you know, and I hate nothing more than being charged for the same thing twice. It's like, come on guys, sell me something new, that's cool, but charge me for the same thing? No. That's why, regardless when you bought which version of the Orange Vocoder, even if it was the DirectX version 1.0.0 in 1998, which was discontinued 15 years ago, you can still just buy the version 4 upgrade like everybody else and get back to using what we believe is the finest vocoder you can get in software. Thanks for watching the preview at this NAMM show. Have a good show.